What's going on, everybody? It's Avi Becker here, coming for a fun little video from this live in-person office here in Santa Barbara. I wanted to make a video breaking down the purchase of the short-term vacation rental that I'm going to be using. It's going to be a month-to-month rental that's fully furnished, a one-bedroom condo. I wanted to break down the numbers for you guys, how I did it, some of my other costs and expectations, and kind of just give you an understanding of how you could do this yourself, whether you're here in Santa Barbara, whether you have in Palm Springs. Shout out to a buddy of mine who just secured a property. He's an escrow with my go-to girl, Brandy Pratt in Palm Springs. Whether you want to have an Airbnb in Florida, whether you want in Hawaii. I have realtor friends all over the nation that are doing this for themselves and for their clients. And I wanted to show you what I did with mine. So here first, let me jump into a little screen share and show you the property first. Oops, that isn't right. Okay, that should work. So here's the property. I just closed. When did I close? Like Tuesday of last week. It's an awesome one bedroom, really close to the heart of downtown Santa Barbara, close to state. These are kind of the photos. I ripped out that carpet, put hardwood flooring in there. I'm doing kind of little cosmetic fixes. It was in really good condition. The kitchen was in good shape. It's right across from Alameda Park, just a great location. Like this flooring, I'm keeping original. And then obviously the girls at Costera Interior and Design have done all my furniture. And we're gonna have like a wall mounted TV. And they got everything from like the knifeware, the kitchenware, Tupperwares, like it's decked out, and all thanks to them. They did all the work. But I wanted to break down some of the numbers for you guys. So as you can see here, it closed for 570. It was listed at 560, and when it hit the market, I had already been pre-approved with my go-to local lender, Ben Boggs. Big shout out to Ben. And I had been pre-approved. I could have gone, my max limit was 825, but this one came on and I just saw a really incredible opportunity. I wasn't really expecting to go for a one bedroom. It's kind of more thinking like a two bedroom or, something more. I was thinking even Goleta or newer construction, but because I had my pre-approval ready to go, anything in my price range, which was 825 or below, I could technically make an offer on. So this one's a half mile from where I currently live. So it hit the market and I literally just walked to go see it, like literally an hour after it hit the market. It was on lockbox, so I could, no one was living there. So I checked it out and I loved it. I ended up writing a full price offer, which was 560. And they had another offer come in, but I had a good relationship with the agent and he wanted to, him and his client, they knew that I was going to close on the property. I knew what I was doing, being a realtor. I'm not just going to waste their time and open escrow and then fall out. So they countered me and said, hey, if you match this other offer at 570, it's yours. They did a single party counter. So it was really a no-brainer for me. And I accepted the offer and we got an escrow and yeah, we just closed. But so, sorry, I'm gonna have a little coffee real quick. Clear my throat. So here's the cost breakdown and some numbers. I know I just wrote this down on my Google sheet. It's nothing super formal, but the purchase price obviously right here was 570, and I didn't pay that in cash. With rates being where they're at right now, it's a great time to utilize a local lender, someone like Ben, who can help you stretch that budget and help you utilize these low rates to only have to put down what you want to put down. What I did is an investor loan because this isn't going to be my primary residence. I got an investor loan, which means that I had to do a higher down payment and my rate wasn't quite as good as if it was a primary home loan, but I'm using it as an investment. So I didn't want to call it a primary property. So I had to do 25% down, which still isn't that bad, compared to other programs with investor loans. Sometimes they're 30 or 35% down. But if it's a first time purchase, there's the FHA program, obviously, which is 3.5% down. There's 10% down programs. So you don't have to do 25% down, but that is what I did. So my down payment, 25% of 570 is 142.50. So that was my down payment. I've had to put 3% in as the earnest money deposit when we opened escrow, and then the rest was the down payment right before we closed. I had to wire that in. And what's cool is being an agent, I represented myself and I got about an $11,000 commission credit. So instead of getting a commission check when this deal closed for representing myself, they just took that off of the sales price. So basically it went from 570, or my down payment went from like 142.50 to 131.50. And what that was cool is, basically paid for all of the furniture and the interior design work that I did. We still have a couple things to buy, and I haven't fully ran the numbers on that. But for like, bed, furniture, like everything from the couches, the rugs, the artwork, the throw pillows, the sheets, even like you have to have like laundry pods and stuff like that. It's going to be around like 10K. And that's kind of like more of a one-time cost up front. Got to get a coffee maker, a knife set, all that stuff. And that's going to be able to, just be a one-time thing where I get that all set up, and then it's going to turn into a money-making vehicle for me. One thing that's great, it's a 30-year fixed loan. So my monthly payment is never going to change in 30 years. Obviously, I can pay it out faster than 30 years, but even with rates, they're probably going to start to go up soon, as we're hearing rumors. My rate is locked in at 3.625. And as an investor loan, that's an incredible rate. Obviously, if it was a primary home loan, there's a lot of people that are getting in right now sub 3, but as an investor loan, the rate's not quite the same. But when I first started in real estate, what was that, back in 2019? Yeah, most people were locking in rates for a primary home loan at like 4.25%, 4.5%. So I'm basically like a full point lower than a lot of people were, just a couple of years ago. Rates are obviously incredible, and I wanted to take advantage of that. So my monthly payment, this including HOAs, my HOAs are $250, but that also covers water and trash. But all in, even including like my Wi-Fi bill and everything like that, I'm going to be right around $2,400 a month, give or take a little bit. Obviously, I have to pay electricity as well, but the electrical is not going to be very much for a 1-bedroom like that. My all in is 2,400. That's including my insurance. Shout out Shane, who got my insurance policy. And that's basically my monthly overhead to own this property, $2,400 a month. On Airbnb and AirDNA and some of those estimator sites, I'm roughly calculating that I'm going to get $4,000 per month as a furnished rental, renting it month to month. So probably I won't rent it out longer than 2 to 3 months. Traveling nurses, people coming to visit their kids, people are coming for a little bit longer stay. But the great thing on top of this is when it's not booked out on a month-to-month basis, if I have a couple weeks in between, I'm going to have my mom, my dad, friends, other family members will be able to use this as a kind of a great crash pad. Because if you're not familiar with Santa Barbara, you might not know that like the Motel 8 or the very basic motels and hotels are usually like $195 a night. Like they're expensive for just a very dry, basic, clean bed to sleep on. And then if you want a nice place to stay that's close to the beach, like the Bakar, like if you want somewhere good, you're gonna be paying $500-600, and then the weekends like $750 a night. So it's always a problem because like I have friends, I have family members that want to come visit me, but I don't want to make them pay $750 a night for a nice place to stay, or have to like sleep in the Motel 8 or like sleep on my couch. So not only will this property be a great tool for me to use in terms of income and cash flow, but it's going to serve a lot of utility so my friends and friends of friends and family can stay there. So if you do the math on that, simple math, I'm not a mathematician, but you do the estimated monthly rent minus your monthly payment, that's the cash flow. That's how much money I hopefully will pocket. It's going to be give or take. Some months it might be a little bit more, some months might be a little bit less, but $1,600 a month after I pay all my bills is how much I think I'm going to get. And obviously multiplying that by 12 is almost like 20 grand just in year one. And that would obviously pay off, all the furniture and the stuff that I would buy, which I also used on my business card because that's going to be a tax write-off. I'm not a CPA, but I believe, I can't give tax advice, but as an entrepreneur, tax write-offs are an incredible thing that we get to utilize. And because this is an investment property, I'm going to get to utilize it as certain ways for a write-off. And what's cool about this too is, as my as I pay it off over time, that $2,400 a month will soon just become, the HOAs and the insurance. I'll have no mortgage on it eventually when I pay it off. Obviously, right now it's a 30-year plan, but I might pay it off faster. Who knows? So this will be an incredible vehicle. I want to be able to travel the world, do fun things, and this is going to be putting money in my pocket, whether I'm here in Santa Barbara, whether I'm surfing in Costa Rica, whether I'm, just hanging out at home. Income properties are an incredible way to build financial freedom. And for me, money isn't about buying shiny, nice things. It's all about having freedom of choices to do what I want in my life. And that's why I decided to buy this property. So I hope this video brings some insight to you on what I'm doing. And if you have any questions about doing an Airbnb, if you have any questions about doing an income property, whether it's here, whether it's in any other market. I'd love to chat with you. Obviously, I know and sell Santa Barbara, but I have connections and referral partners all across the nation that are really doing this. People that know the Airbnb game, people that understand, the ins and outs of the process, the legality of it in different markets. So yeah, hit me up if you have questions, if you want to do this, if you want to make money while you're eating mangoes on the beach. I'd love to help you out. Call or text anytime, and I hope you make a great rest of your day. Thanks, guys.